to us. We almost expected it.
Well, you should have expected it. And here's how disingenuous Elder Apostle Gabar is and Great Millstone is. Because why wouldn't you expect behavior that you taught us to do? You guys literally taught us to talk down to women, to beat and abuse women, to take women's money, to not take care of kids, to abandon women and children. This was literally prescribed by the elders of Great Millstone. We were young, impressionable in the faith, and this is what you poured into us. The very behavior you're saying you're not surprised about, that the sister is complaining about, is the very behavior that you guys encouraged us to do. I remember being young. I come in
To us. We almost expected it.
Well, you should have expected it. And here's how disingenuous Elder Apostle Gabar is and Great Millstone is. Because why wouldn't you expect behavior that you taught us to do? You guys literally taught us to talk down to women, to beat and abuse women, to take women's money, to not take care of kids, to abandon women and children. This was literally prescribed by the elders of Great Millstone. We were young, impressionable in the faith, and this is what you poured into us. The very behavior you're saying you're not surprised about, that the sister is complaining about, is the very behavior that you guys encouraged us to do. I remember being young. I come in.
All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash, and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth through the Holy Spirit. Peace and blessings and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect. All right, I'm the brother Zion, and Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to feed the sheep and the lambs of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And I wanted to jump right on this, okay, to simply debunk this bullshit that this nigga Gorilla Hebrew, all right, is coming out and saying. All right, and he's a nigga, all right. He's been cooked, he's been finished. He's gone back out into the world. He's on all different types of podcasts. He's mingling amongst unbelievers. He's everywhere, okay. He's not a man of the Lord. The Most High is going to destroy his ass, and he still ain't take off the damn fitted hat, okay. Another child left to himself, all right, who spilled milk everywhere, okay, who likes freaky things. However, if you saying that the apostles and elders, because now it's a blame game. Now that everything is crumbled on you and your minions, okay, now it's time to blame the apostles and elders. Well, if that's the case, then what happened to the rest of us? If the apostles and elders taught people to abandon children, abandon their wives, and beat their women, well, where's the dozens of scandals on that? Where's the women coming out and saying, where's brothers' wives coming out, by the dozens and saying these type of things? Okay. And furthermore, you saying that, that's what so you saying that the apostles and elders of Great Millstone taught that type of stuff. So now you guys listen to the apostles and elders? Now you guys subscribe to what the apostles and elders tell you to do? Because that was a part of your downfall by you guys not listening to the apostles and elders. So that's a bunch of bullshit what you saying, Alazar. Because if you guys were listening to what the apostles said, if that's what they taught us to do, abandon men, women, and abandon children and women and beat their wives. If you guys listened to what they say, then you would have took that fucking hat off while you was teaching. Deacon Hakai would have took that fucking hat off while he was teaching. If you was listening to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, you guys would subscribe to the Apostle Paul's writings. You guys wouldn't be at strip clubs during the Passover. You guys wouldn't have firearms at camp if you subscribed and listened to the apostles and elders. And I found this in the search the other day, man. I think, probably Yasharan was watching some older videos, and damn, I don't see it right now. Here it is right here. Let's check this out. If you subscribe to what the apostles and elders taught, would you be doing this? And this is when I rebuked these guys a while ago.
Still serve the Most High and have the finer things. You can still serve the Most High or live a basic life. If you got some problems with your people, you should make it right. Walking through the valley in the shadows, don't forget your lamb. Heard they hate Sakari, but be careful, we got sticks at camp.
Heard they hate Sakari, but be careful, we got sticks at camp. Okay? And we rebuked you guys for that shit, because the apostles and elders damn sure don't teach that. But now all of a sudden you subscribe to the apostles and elders.
Fly lifestyle and walking fringes with designer jeans. You can still serve the Most High and have the finer things. You can still serve the Most High or live a basic life. If you got some problems with your people, you should make it right. Walking through the valley in the shadows, don't forget your lamb. Heard they hate Sakari, but be careful, we got sticks at camp. I feel like I'm Deacon Akai in 2010. GM, don't forget your lamb. Heard they hate Sakari, but be careful, we got sticks at camp. I feel like I'm Deacon Akai in 2010. GMS was valley in the shadows, don't forget your lamb. Heard they hate Sakari, but be careful, we got sticks at camp. I feel like I'm Deacon Akai in 2010. GMS was shadows, don't forget your.
Yeah, that's the video when he said GMS was hating on me because he was riding in the Benz. I don't give a fuck about that, man. But all this hip-hop bullshit, didn't the apostles and elders tell brothers we ain't into that shit? And y'all was doing that then. So don't give me that, oh, now you subscribe to the apostles and elders, man. Don't give us that bullshit. Let's get back to this.
We're young, impressionable.
So he's playing the blame game, okay? And you guys never continued in the things which you've learned, okay? 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 14. It says, "But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned, and has been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them." We understand that we learned from the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. You niggas didn't want to learn from the apostles and elders of Great Millstone any longer. You talk shit about the apostles. Elazar, you said that Apostle Tahar should retire. You came down to 34th and 7th, and Apostle Tahar still treated you with some kind of respect. And all you guys did was talk shit about these men. Now you want to say, oh, this is what they taught us to do. No, the apostles ain't never taught us to do that shit, man. You niggas did that on your own. This is your own downfall. This is your own doing. So now you drowned in your own bullshit, man. You didn't continue in the things which you learned. I remember Elder Yashawamba telling me, because I came in around 2010, those elders came in around like 07, 08, and he was telling me, yeah, we used to counsel Alazar and, try to tell him certain things and try to teach him. But he would get offended at, like the women part, he would get offended at that, or certain breakdowns, he would get offended. So they end up going their own way. But that was ultimately because the Most High didn't want them. And even back then, when the apostles and elders first came on YouTube, and they might have been a little bit more harsh in their teachings and got on the women more. All right, you still wasn't going home and treating your wife a particular way. All right. So this is you guys' own doing. This is your own downfall, man. And as I stated, you didn't continue in the things which you've learned. Okay, you didn't fulfill that. Knowing of whom thou hast learned them, and that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith which is in Yahushai. Okay? So you niggas never continued, man. All right, you made your own path, and now these niggas are playing the blame game. Oh, the apostles, now you want to blame GMS. Man, get the hell out of here, man. Get your ass up out of here. Nobody told you to be into doing your own thing, getting pegged. Basically, Hakai bought being a pimp into the truth, man. He bought those same attributes of being a pimp. He bought that into the truth. It says, Sirach 6:35, be willing to hear every godly disclosure, and let not the parables of understanding escape thee. If thou see a man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him, and let thy foot wear out the steps of his door. Okay? If thou see a man of understanding, get thee betimes him, and let thy foot wear the steps of his door. Meaning, you follow a man of understanding. Okay? You niggas never followed men of understanding, and that's why you in the predicament that you in. Okay? You talking about that's what the apostles taught. Nah, that's some bullshit, man. That's bullshit. Okay? Let thy mind be upon the ordinance of the Lord, and meditate continually in his commandments. He shall establish thine heart, and give thee wisdom at thy own desire. Okay? And I wanted to get another one. I can't believe, so when it all crumbles down and these niggas are down to their last penny, oh, let's blame GMS. You know? Oh, this is what the apostles taught us to do. Well, what happened to the rest of us then? Why the rest of us ain't in these type of scandals? You know why? Because us brothers we're in order, man. We are in order, and you niggas got a problem with order. That's a lesson to you, brothers, man. Don't have a problem with being in order. Okay? Knowledge puffeth up, man. 1 Timothy 5:17. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word of doctrine. So if you saying that, the last time I checked, none of you niggas were giving double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Because you don't subscribe to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Now that you get caught up in your bullshit, you want to say that's what the apostles taught us. And that's a damn lie. That's a damn lie, man.
To us. We almost expected it.
Well, you should have expected it. and here's how disingenuous Elder Apostle Gabar is and Great Millstone.
And the apostles not disingenuous. You've gotten warning after warning after warning after warning, and you still have a fucking hat on, Alazar. So how many warnings do you need before we expect you niggas to go down? We expect the Most High to judge you.
Is because why wouldn't you expect behavior that you taught us to do? You guys literally taught us.
They never taught me that. They never taught me that. I've been in the truth since 2010. They never taught me that. You know? So I don't this guy's he's a damn liar, man.
To talk down to women, to beat and abuse women, to take women's money, to not take care of kids, to abandon women and children.
Man, I have multiple children, man. And I have a woman. Okay? I've been following these men through the spirit for 16 years? And I've never gotten that message from the apostles and elders. But because you niggas didn't continue in the things which you've learned, and the Most High removed you, now you want to point the finger. No, the Most High brought you niggas down to nothing. And now you paying for it.
This was literally prescribed by the elders of Great Millstone. We were young, impressionable in the faith, and this is what you poured.
I was young in the faith. I was in the main camp. I stood next to the apostles. I stood next to Apostle Gabar. I stood next to Apostle Tahar. I stood next to Apostle Rakah. I stood next to Apostle Ramlab. I stood next to those men. They may not remember because they've been around so many brothers, but I remember. I was young in the faith. I've never, and I'm gonna be honest with you, man. And this isn't like a form of like, you know, people might say it's man pleasing, but you know, the apostles, yeah, they in the flesh, but when you see those men, you get a different feel. You get a different feel, man. Like that, like those men, they're filled with knowledge and wisdom and understanding. You know, I've never got a bad vibe from those men, man. And Al-Azhar, you're a piece of shit. That's what you are. And then you get all these different weird ass people coming on the comments talking shit. Fuck all of y'all, man. The Most High is showing you who he's dealing with. And if you think I'm harsh, wait till Yahweh Shai returns.
Into us. The very behavior you're saying you're not surprised about, that the sister is complaining about, is the very behavior that you guys encouraged us to do. I remember.
And that's a lie. And that's a lie, because you would have dozens and dozens and dozens of women coming out against brothers, and you don't see that. All right. So once again, my question is it so now it's the apostles' fault? Lord willing, you were edified. Shalom.